All right, so this question says the manufacturer of a pesticide claims the pesticide reduces the number of crop-eating insects by 3/4 after each application. A farmer noticed 480 insects on the day he starts using the pesticides. What fraction of the crop-eating insects remain after for each application? And then what fraction of the crop-eating insects were removed with each application? Calculate the number of crop-eating insects remaining on day 2 of the application. So let's get into this. As usual, we start by annotating. So what do we know from the information that is given in the problem? Well, we know that the pesticide reduces the number of insects by 3/5. So that's a decay factor. And he noticed 400 insects when he starts using the application. What questions are we answering? We want the fraction that remains for each application. We also need the fraction that is removed with each application. And lastly, we want to calculate the number of insects after the second application. So let's get into this. So what do we know so far? We know the initial value. We know the fraction that is removed. That's how much it's decaying by. We need to find the remaining fraction, and then we're going to use that to write an equation. So let's get into it. So our initial value is 480. The fraction of insects removed or reduced daily was 3/4 of what is there. That's a huge amount. And then to calculate the fraction that remains, we know we're always subtracting from 1, and our 1 in this case is going to be 4/4. So we're subtracting 3/4, which is going to give us, keep your denominator, 1/4. So 1/4 of the insects remain on a daily basis. So the equation that gives us the remaining value or the remaining number of insect population would be y is equal to 480 times 1/4 raised to the x. So if we want to figure out like how many insects were left after the second day of the application, then we're going to replace the x in our equation with 2. So what we're seeing is that the fraction of the crop-eating insects that remain after the second application would be y is equal to 480 times 1/4 raised to the second power. And we can put that in our calculator. Remember, many of our fractions can be written as decimals, so that 1/4 is the same as 0.25. So it would be 480 times 0.25 times 0.25. And when you put that in your calculator, we notice that we have 30 insects remaining on after the second day. And this would seem a very effective pesticide. So if you were trying to make a decision about buying pesticides, this would be one you want to purchase.